Hello, word for you today, our devotional. It's Monday, July the 28th. Time is flying, isn't it? We're almost at the end of July. Our lesson today, learn to ask for what you want. Learn to ask for what you want. You know, oftentimes we get in trouble because we ask, but we ask the wrong person, or we ask maybe with the wrong motive. In James chapter 4, verse 2, James is talking about some of the problems we create when we ask the wrong people or we ask with the wrong motives. He says, you want something, but you don't get it. You kill and covet, but you cannot have what you want. You quarrel and fight. You do not have because you do not ask God. I think that's the important part there. It's who we're asking. James is talking about believers fighting and quarreling among each other. You know, and that really shouldn't be. But we know that is a sad reality that happens. Why? Why does that happen? Well, look what he says. You want, you covet, you lust, you desire. It all starts with a sinful desire. We want our way. It could be something about how the church does a certain thing, and this group of people say we need to do it this way, and this group of people say we need to do it this way, and rather than asking God, how do you want us to do it? You know, we're bound to determine this is the best way to do it. If we don't do it this way, there's going to be problems. Notice who they're seeking from. They're seeking from others. There's not another person on the face of the earth that can meet all the needs that I have. And there's not another person, there's not a person or a people on the face of the earth that can meet all of your needs. Somebody wants power. They never have enough power. They want money. They never have enough money. Sinful desires they're just never satisfied. So you want it, you kill, you covet, you quarrel, and you fight. You don't have. So what are we supposed to do? Well, we ask God. We need to ask God. God, what is it? You tell God what it is that you want. And I don't know about you, but I have a harder time asking God for selfish things than I do asking other people for selfish things. When we go to God, we're not subject to being disappointed by a person. Somebody had used the word ask, A-S-K, and used scripture to use that as how to ask. Standing for ask, let God know what you need. Talk to God. Let him know what you need. Then the S part is seek. This is expecting God to answer, so you're seeking, you're looking, okay, God, how are you going to answer this? How are you going to provide this? And then K is knock. You're ready for the opportunities or the answer to your questions. Ask God what you want. Seek, look for his answer, and then knock. Just be ready. Waiting for that knock at the door. You open the door. Okay, there's the answer. When we ask God, we don't have time to complain, gripe, and whine. We're busy looking for his response to our request. Learn to ask for what you want. It's amazing the number of times we complain about something, and if we just ask somebody, simple answer. There's a simple answer, and it can be taken care of. It's an old story about University of Chicago received $1 million grant from the heiress of a major department store. She had been a student at Northwest, which was a nearby college. So the administrators of Northwest, when they heard that the University of Chicago had gotten this large grant from her, they went to her and asked, how come you didn't make a large grant to your alma mater? She said, well, people at the University of Chicago ask. You did not. Sometimes we do not have. Why? Sometimes we don't ask God. Is there something you're wanting today? Have you asked God? You say, well, I have, but I haven't got an answer. Okay. You've asked. Now you're seeking. You're watching. We're not guaranteed how quickly he will answer. But do you really believe he'll answer you? It doesn't do any good to ask not in faith. And then just keep watching. Keep watching. But is what we're asking, is it in his will? So, well, I don't know. Well, ask him that too. God, is this pleasing? Is what I'm asking pleasing to you? If it is, good. Then just keep seeking and watching and trusting that he will answer and provide what it is you're asking for. You know, if there's something that I want, oftentimes we can make it happen. And when we do, there's usually collateral damage. Somebody's hurt along the way. But when we ask God, sometimes his answer is no. But do we really know that he wants the very best for us? And when he says no, that's part of our best. I don't like that answer, but if I know that that's the best answer, okay, eventually I can accept that. So, what is it that you're wanting? Ask God. Ask God. And then look for him to answer, and then knock. Be waiting for that knock at the door so you can open the door. You can receive what it is you've asked for. Have a good day.